And a good Wednesday afternoon to you, Roger Hill of Weathering Heights. This VELCO Weather Hazards Outlook is also brought to us and driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. Antecedent conditions, what we're looking at is Vermont, and you can see kind of the red hues here. This is from a couple days ago. I don't think things have changed too much. But this is basically northern Vermont, of course, Lake Champlain. You can see the Lamoille and the Winooski, Mount Mansfield, Worcester Range, Northeast Kingdom Highlands, which have been receiving a lot of snow most recently. This is snow on the ground, of course, the Lowell Mountains here, some of the highlands of around Island Pond, Willoughby, and so forth. Further to the south, we had, can't get really a very good look, but there is no leaves that are really out. They're beginning to unfurl. It's going to be a very slow process with this colder northwesterly flow kind of denting our vegetation. And that is probably a good thing because we'll probably see occasionally wind gusts get up closer to thresholds, probably going into May with this kind of a weather pattern. But right now, nothing major. We do have one gradient wind issue going on in progress right now. And again, it's the southern parts of Vermont, downsloping off the slopes of the southern Green Mountains. Looking at the big picture right now, so we have this upper level low that's centered over the St. Lawrence Seaway, Gaspé Peninsula, and a northwesterly flow coming in off the north slope of Alaska, and it's been introducing a kind of a feed of colder than normal air, and you can see it here, some ridging out west. And this west to northwesterly flow continues. Occasionally it brings a little bit of moisture coming in off the Great Lakes. Right now that's more redirected in toward the middle Atlantic states, the central Appalachians. But needless to say, we're seeing very cold, below normal temperatures running about 20 to 25 degrees below normal today, this Wednesday. What about precipitation? Well, it's mostly in the form of snow. Looking at that, you can see snow all the way back into northern Canada, of course, where temperatures support that. And in terms of gusty winds, these west to northwesterly winds pinwheeling around this, this is the upper level low at 500 thicknesses, but it's continuing to blow pretty good. And again, the southern Green Mountains being affected just a little bit on the margins. A little bit of a different look here I'm going to show you. This is, of course, the Northern Hemisphere. This is United States. You can see Canada, Alaska, and so forth. This is our upper level low, and I'm going to run the computer models. This has been kind of an interesting flow. It comes out, again, over the north slope of Alaska. It's been above normal across the Arctic. That displaces a lot of colder air, and it's been generally all winter long and into the spring. It's been basically sliding through Canada and into the northeast U.S. from time to time. Occasionally, it goes almost directly south into the west coast. But it's our turn now. So this is how it shapes up. That upper level low then moves on out. But the flow, generally with a trough of lower pressure, does not really budge. You can see kind of that trough, and it's all due to this high latitude blocking over Greenland. And so that net effect here just keeps us cold and not a whole lot of change. This is going through the 3rd of May. You see a little bit of an improvement, more of a zonal flow here. But this is a little ways out, and it's going to go to climatology anyway. And of course, this is the jet stream, the polar jet stream, the northern and central branch. Okay, we're going to look at anomalous temperatures at 850 hectopascals, about the top of Mount Mansfield. It's a good layer to kind of see where it's cold, where it's warm. The tanner colors, oranges, whatever, reds, that is, of course, above normal in temperature, and you can see that scale here. White is 0, and then this is colder than normal. And look at where we are, North America. It just continues cold. So just to run this, that's today, Wednesday. You can see it is well below normal. Now, we get a little bit of a warm-up. It's very minor, but watch what ends up happening with that northwesterly flow. We continue to see colder than normal temperatures continuing across the East Coast. California, West Coast warms up. Looks like we're into the 29th of April. And then we're back into colder weather as we get into the 1st of May. You can see that below normal temperature, running 5 to 10 degrees below normal here. And again, parts of Siberia, parts of Asia, and into the Arctic is above normal. And when you see above normal temperatures with a blocking high pressure system, it forces that jet stream south with that northwesterly flow. And this is what we see. This is the 4th of May. I'm going to go to the 5th of May. Say it ain't so. That's what we're looking at. probably the first couple of weeks of May. The pattern is just not breaking up quite yet, but high latitude blocking will do that with the buckle and the jet stream. GFS ensemble mixed in with Canadian data, 3-hourly QPF. You can see minimal bouts of precipitation. This is what's going to be developing, it looks like on Sunday. The GFS ensemble is a little more bullish on that. And the overall total amount of QPF is really not a big deal. That's why we're running well below normal now. This is only 0.8 of an inch, this black line here. This is the latest model run, the blue line, and it's a little more indicated, a little higher amount of precip. But overall, it's kind of drier than normal, certainly hydrologically. And then in terms of what kind of precipitation is going to fall, it's cold enough for all snow, and that's what we're seeing here with the blue line. And then some rain mixing with snow around the corner. This is total snowfall. Weather Prediction Center, 7-day total quad QPF, and just the blue line here, represents 1 inch. That's a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, just 1/100 of an inch. You see how dry it is up here? That supports below normal temperatures, kind of colder air masses, doesn't hold a lot of moisture. And you can see that cold anomalous temperature right here coming in, again displaced. And back to the GFS ensemble. Cold nighttime temperatures, and we have a little bit of a warm-up, not much. A little bit of an uptick over the weekend, and then we're back down early next week. So the 5-day weighted temperatures look like this. Colder than normal temperatures, running in northern New England about 9 degrees, about 9 to 12 degrees, and then a little bit of a warm-up starts to take place. This is going to be developing across the west coast and southwest desert regions. 3 days later, this is what it looks like. You see that it begins to expand north into the Rockies. Still remains cold in the eastern half of the country, however. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.